Destiny's co-host Dan makes a new website called Twitch or Terrorist. Dude, I'm bombing this shit hard. We are honest because of our Islamic background, and we are the only group that's actually resisting against the Israel apartheid. Terrorist? Oh, I can't do it. I can't tell the difference, chat. I'm being felted by destiny. This is HASAN PIKER being epically owned, real quick. A little speedy, epically owned.
Try this shit out, Chicago style. Ask the lady at the counter, what's the best thing?
Why is a grown man wearing a pearl necklace like a 50s housewife? Is this normal?
Destiny made you.
Loser. Ask the lady at the counter, what is the best thing?
Just casually, destiny made you. Look at this. I'm just looking at him. Look at his stupid fucking face. Look at this stupid fucking face. Look at this man's dumb look. He looks so fucking retarded. And his dumbass fucking face and his 50s pearl necklace. Fuck this guy. It's so crazy that he's like popular. And people listen to him and respect what he has to say. Fucking irritating. This is a product from Destiny's co-host. I figured I'd do this live on stream. Why not? Have a little bit of fun. Destiny's co-host Dan makes a new website called Twitch or Terrorist, and I believe the name of the game is I have to decide if a quote comes from a registered terrorist who is sanctioned by the United States government for being a terrorist or a Twitch streamer. So let's play. This is a product by Destiny's co-host. Israel only responds to violence. Israel only backs away to violence when they are forced to back away. I'm going to say Twitch. Correct. Oh, he even has clips from everything, so you can know it's Hasan.
Okay. Israel only backs away when they are forced to back away through violent retaliation. I think there was a terror attack as well. Like there was I think like a attack inside of Israel as well. I don't know if it was in coordination. It probably.
So now you know. These are all real. You are a bloodthirsty, violent pig dog. That's a Twitch streamer for sure. Let's see it. Also Hasan.
Do you think the Israeli state was just like peacefully coexisting, and then these guys came in with?
For its own good, America should leave Saudi Arabia. That's a terrorist. Osama bin Laden. Hey, nice. The United States should be held responsible at the end of the day for the 9/11 the same way the people say Israel should be held responsible for the attacks on October 7th. That sounds... See, the thing is that the Twitch streamers are all going to sound like unhinged retards, and the terrorists are going to sound like politicians. I'm thinking this is a terrorist. Oh, I'm wrong. Oh my god. It's Ethan Klein. Oh boy. First it was Gaza, then it was Lebanon, next it's the rest of the world. They own America, they own Europe, they control information porn, Hollywood, banking, or in your favorite CEO. Israel's just getting started. Resist. Let's switch. Sneeko! The Palestinian Holocaust happening. Probably Twitch. Capri Sun Poppy. We are against the American system, not its people. Terrorists. Osama bin Laden. I was going to say that sounds from... I remember reading that. I read the Osama bin Laden thing. I remember that line. The only solution is a Palestine state from river to sea. That's Twitch. Wrong! Oh my god. Who's this? Who the f*** is this? As this I'm supposed to fucking know who this is. Ibrahim Rassi. Okay. So long as there is imperialism in the world, a permanent peace is impossible. It's a terror. Hassan Nasrallah. Relative peace for who? That's a terrorist. What? Hassan. Oh my god. Sorry. I thought this would be like an excerpt from like a manifesto. Relative peace for Israel that we're living inside the apartheid's... I don't care enough. Those who elected Hamas in Palestine did so on the basis of its political platform, Twitch. Fuck. Dude, this is hard. Peace cannot be unilateral. Terrorist. This guy again. And I support terrorism as long as it is against the United States government and against Israel, because you're more than terrorists. You're the ones who invented terrorism and are using it every day. You're liars, butchers, and hypocrites. Twitch. Fuck. Ramsey Yosef. That must be one of the hijackers. Dude, I'm bombing this shit hard. We are honest because of our Islamic background, and we are the only group that's actually resisting against the Israel apartheid. Terrorist? Oh, I can't do it. You can't tell the difference, chat. I'm being felted by destiny. The execution that will carry out all Zionists. Photo of a man on the pike. Ooh, that's Twitch for sure. I don't know who the fuck this guy is. Dan Clancy? Oh, it's Ethan Klein?
He said, this is, I think if we're, why am I held accountable for some random fucking
Because you platformed him. How fucking hard is that?
HASAN Piker, yes. If they're Muslims, they call them terrorists. If they're white, they call them mentally ill. If they're Israeli, they call them our greatest ally. Which? That one's easy. Down with the terrorist. Ah, fuck. Is Destiny trying to be friend H? Oh, it's down with the dude. Sneeko is fucking ugly. Can't imagine anyone liking this. Israel has been bloodthirsty and acting bloodthirsty forever. Twitch. Who's this?
Israel has been bloodthirsty
Quan.
and you know.
Okay. There you go. I got half of them wrong, which means that wait. This is the 20th. America deserves a million January 6th. Twitch? HASAN. Okay. So, after 20, I got 12 correct, which means I'm just barely above random guessing. It's very difficult. If you want to play it, go for it. It's called twitcherterrorist.com. Steven, you're really trying to hurt Twitch, Steven? I know you'd go back to Twitch if you could, Steven. Don't you want to be popular on Twitch again, Steven? Amazon's finest product. I know you like Twitch, Steven. You told me. Steve Bennell, Destiny. Apparently he does a podcast. I didn't even know this. He does a podcast with some guy called Dan Saltman. And I might have talked about this, but I think there's a little bit more that's happened since. Effectively, Dan Saltzman has gone hardcore after Twitch and has directly contacted in a Gamergate fashion, gone after all their advertisers to try and... No, I remember I talked about Dan because he had published that thing that I played on stream, the Twitch or terrorist thing. He's going after the advertisers now. He's talked with the advertisers, told them about the various pro-Hamas stuff that's been aired on Twitch, how their top streamer, HASAN Piker, is effectively a Turkish, unapologetic Hamas terrorist supporter, and has invited Houthi terrorists onto the platform. Houthi, of course, is a sanctioned terrorist organization by the U.S. Department of State. Pretty big deal, and potentially runs Twitch afoul of various sanctions. So, in particular, I remember when that thing was going down, and that fat Muslim was on stage talking about how Arab people were, or if they liked Sabra. I remember pointing out in the background how there was like Chevron logos and shit in the background, and like I bet you those advertisers regret that. Well, if Dan Saltzman can be trusted, and I don't know if he can, he says that he's contacted these supporters and they're livid. They don't like seeing their logos in the back behind the shit. They don't want to be politically involved, and they're pulling out. But they're pulling out in a quiet way, according to him. He says they're pulling out, and that this is better than Gamergate-style deplatforming tactics where they're trying to get public statements, because it creates leverage, where they can come back in quietly with with saving face, so long as certain conditions are met. So he's trying to get, I think, HASAN banned or some sort of policy change in regards to supporting Hamas. It's a big pickle for Twitch to be in. And of course, it would not be a pickle at all if these platforms had any fucking balls at all and would just allow people to say things that are legal. But they banned one of the things that he had found, by the way. Dan has supposedly acquired inside contacts at Twitch, and the big thing that they uncovered is why Destiny was banned.
Here we go. I wouldn't recommend consuming Asmongold content. Upvoted by 7, emoted by 7 people, liked by more.
This is the
I'd
internal
appreciate the
Twitch
following
staff
recommendation.
Slack.
TIL is the first when I search for the incel emote. If anyone is curious why, go to his subreddit and look at the type of vomit that they put onto the internet. Yep, I don't even care if Asmon isn't a garbage person, because the majority of his audience appears to be. So they're basically...
Lowercase I internet, huh? Twitch. I knew they were no good. I knew those Twitch staff members were no good shit. Now all my preconceptions have been verified.
This guy is in Destiny's ticket, in his file, there's a thing in there that says, do not even fucking touch Destiny's account or even think about unbanning him until you talk to me. That's who this guy is right here. This is the guy. The
guy from Trust and Safety. It says, yeah, these things are not the same. This was very similar to the issues we were seeing with the protests in the U.S. People being against the actions of Israel and the protesters being accused of being anti-Semitic, when that's not the case. Definitely seems to be another case where someone was caught up in that situation, that any form of criticism on a government's actions is being considered as hateful or racist. Yep, the Netanyahu government leans into this framing as well, since it gives their actions some cover. All it does at the end of the day, though, is muddy the waters. So if there's actual anti-Semitism going on while smearing the anti-war activists, this is just one of the many headlines that frame someone in the group as being anti-Israel or anti-Semitic. And this guy, there was a picture of it. He had left a note on Destiny's account saying, do not unban this account. Any appeals with this account must go through me.
guy. And he's like, what's the problem with hiring someone that was previously stepped down in front of Parliament for hating Israel? I think they're totally based.
He does try to mimic like Destiny's way of speaking. You're right. Like it's like he's trying to do like a Destiny cosplay. Like if he tried to mimic his expressions. Okay, so this is what actually got Destiny banned. You ready?
Your one-on-one voice trans debates lately have gone well. Don't cancel. It's just not worth it. That community is never worth engaging with. There's just no point in doing it. Like it's to the risk of me. Like ending up getting like permabanned in my life.
He says that he doesn't want to deal with the trans community because anytime he talks to somebody in the trans community, it causes a backlash. Twitch gets mad at him, and he doesn't feel like, quote, he doesn't feel like dealing with those fucking subhumans. And what he's talking about, what he's calling subhuman, are the people who act like fucking animals and jump at him and try to take everything he says out of context and try to make him look super bad to try and hurt his income. Because remember what Keffel said? Ha, Destiny, I took away your primary source of income. Maybe don't bash again or some shit. And that's what he's saying. It's like, I don't want to deal with people like Keffels. They're fucking awful. They're fucking toxic. It doesn't benefit me. I don't gain anything from it. I am always at risk of losing my money because the Twitch staff is so biased against any kind of discourse regarding trans issues. I just don't want to deal with it. And then the Twitch safety staff, I guess realizing that Destiny was at risk of learning what not to do to avoid being banned, and I guess they just had it out for him, just maligned this entire statement as being like, I hate they're subhumans, which of course would be based. But that's not what he fucking said. And they knew that's not what he said because they never told him what he said. If they had told him why they banned him, he could have made an appeal, not just to them, but to the public. And it could have caused enough legitimate backlash to force their hand to let him back on. So they just didn't tell him. They just kept it a secret for years until the pro-Palestine shit ramped up enough where you had people in Twitch staff willing to leak the actual cause of why he got banned. So, it just shows you what's happening with the big tech company. Remember that Twitch is owned by Amazon. It's one of the most important, well-funded companies in existence. And Twitch, despite being the most woke shit streaming platform that's ever existed, is continually in financial straits. They've actually blocked South Korea because South Korea was not an economic hub and it cost them so much money in part because data centers and shit in South Korea just charge a premium for bandwidth, so they like have just pulled out of South Korea as a market altogether. So, Twitch is giving them a ton of, or Amazon's giving them a ton of money to stay afloat. But who the wants to stream on Twitch? They ban everything. They're ran by fucking man children that are policing ideas. Like, you can't have a fucking platform where people talk and have it be successful if you're that tight on the leash. Because when you get a guy on a microphone and it's just some guy in his house and he's talking to his chat and he's having back and forth and he's playing, some stupid ass fucking game while talking about Israel, eventually you're going to say something that's not exactly the most politically correct thing in the entire world, or it comes out wrong and it sounds weird and it can be taken out of context. You're going to police language. You can't have a streaming platform. So hopefully there will be repercussions for these entities. I don't understand why people support them at all. It pisses me off. Even like the people that should know better, like the anime cards, they still use Twitch, but even they're getting fucking banned. Twitch is apparently Chevron cracked the whip, and all the con streamers are getting banned from Twitch, so they have to change their avatars or move to Kick or something. It's like, I don't know. Shouldn't the anime people at least be like, well, we like boobs in our cartoons, so we're not going to support Twitch? But no, they donate fucking trillions of dollars. Not that much, because they wouldn't be in dire straits. But they donate their fucking checks, the Whataburger checks, to their anime girlfriends without a second thought. This is life. Now, all this talk about Israel just making me think of something. Hasan. Now, this is an old update again, but this happened, and I feel it's pretty noteworthy. I did tweet this out, but this is Richie Torres, who is the black guy who's a congressional representative from the Bronx, and he wrote a letter to Amazon and Twitch, both, and their CEOs, demanding answers for why Twitch promotes extremist content, naming HASAN PIKER by name directly. Richie Torres is very interesting, and on his Wikipedia page it says that Richie was invited by AIPAC to Israel, to Tel Aviv, and he describes it as a life-changing experience. So they got him out of the Bronx into Tel Aviv, and now he's like, oh my god, I love Jews so much. And I can only imagine what they might have showed him to get him to be such a staunch ally. But he's been pretty active against Twitch, especially because of Hasan and because of the pro-Palestinian content that's prevalent on Twitch right now. And as expected, Twitch has modified its politics and sensitive social issues rule, and nobody is happy with the changes. So what they've done is, on Twitch you have like a gambling flag, a 18 plus flag, and then they added a new one. There's like 10 different kinds of sensitive topics that exist on Twitch that you can flag your streams as, that you have to flag your streams as if you're actually streaming that content. And now they've added politics as one of them. So HASAN PIKER is going to have to flag his Twitch channel as politics. And guess what that does? These granular flags on your account, they have a back-end function for advertisers. So when an advertiser uploads a 30-second long advertisement for Clorox bleach, they have to decide what channels they want to put it on. And usually the advertisers just want their ads on the safest content ever, because they do not want Clorox bleach showing up on an article about trans kids or something, right? So now they'll look at this and say, well, can we run this ad on gambling? Sure, I guess. Can we run this ad on 18 plus? Probably shouldn't. Should we run this ad alongside political content? Bit of a toss-up. So a bunch of advertisers are going to say, well, we don't want to show our ads on political content because we don't want our KFC bucket deal to be showing next to people talking about Trump or whatever. That's not good for our brand. And then it won't. And then you don't get that money. So they're hitting Hasan where it hurts, and that is the wallet. Okay, so Twitch has once again updated its policies as a result of what they're calling the Twitch Ad-pocalypse on Twitch. Twitch streamers are reporting that their incomes are plummeting across the board by as much as 75%. some people are happy. They're saying, hey, my income has stayed the same. Well, it's Black Friday. In Q4 of the year, your income should be the highest that it is all year. People are spendy. They're looking for things to buy. Advertisements get clicked. Advertisers are fighting for space because their ads are getting clicked. So it's real fucking bad over there at Twitch. And the Twitch CEO has responded by making Zionist a slur. It has always been said by Jewish people that a roundabout way to criticize Jews and to be openly anti-Semitic is to simply replace the word with Jew with Zionist. No. Of course not. I don't hate Jews. I would never say something anti-Semitic. I'm just anti-Zionist. But Jews, I got no issue with those guys. So HASAN Piker has liberally made use of this Swaparooski deal going on, and apparently that is no longer going to work. The Twitch CEO has decided, actually, what we're going to do now. Okay, the Twitch CEO has decided no more of this. HASAN Piker, we've caught onto your fucking games. And you will no longer be allowed to just replace this Jew with Zionist and get away with it. It's Jover. So now I don't know. Maybe HASAN Piker can go to Kick and fuck that one up for us. Nathan Grayson has written in defense of HASAN Piker. And this is relevant because Nathan Grayson, if you don't remember, is one of the main Gamergate guys, which is just embarrassing. Like, he's still around. And his website, by the way, is called aftermath.site. And I have a theory. Actually, you know what? I'm going to pull up the who is for this domain. I'm 99% convinced that this will be registered after Gamergate. And the aftermath is literally the aftermath of Gamergate. That site, who. See this bad boy. Aftermath.site. What's our who is for this? Registered on Namecheap. Good choice. Would recommend them. Registered on the 2023. That's like 10 years after Gamergate. That's embarrassing. So it's like 10 years after Gamergate. Now we have Nathan Grayson. So, yeah, dude, he is so. Look at this motherfucker in like this magenta fucking suit with this turquoise necklace. He's so fucking gay. And with this I voted sticker microphone. I hate HASAN. I hate him. Little Turk roach. Anyways, he wrote this big ass 105-minute long article about how great HASAN Piker is and shit. Nobody fucking cares. You know why nobody cares? Because Nathan Grayson's writing about fucking keffels. He's doing a book about Twitch streamers. And his book is going to favorably mention and have an entire chapter on keffels. That's how down bad Nathan Grayson is. This is like the digital equivalent of giving handjobs under the bridge. He's giving handjobs to like every famous dick willing to get near him. Even keffels. Even Keffels is getting a little bit of a little schlick. Nathan Grayson, this is from June, says, this is a work of journalism. Each chapter reveals a lot you don't see, even if you watch these creators every day. I did not just talk to the creators in question. I interviewed friends, family, fans, editors, experts. I said carpets because I was thinking in my head reading this like, did you interview the carpets that Destiny cleaned? Oh yeah, dude, Destiny, he's a real thorough guy. The carpets never got as clean as when Destiny was around. When that guy left, we were never the same. Our business was never as good as it was when Destiny was cleaning carpets. Critics, Twitch executives and staff, and more. Oh yeah, I'm sure. Ask the Twitch execs what they think about HASAN Piker. I'm sure they'll really fluff him up. What a great guy that guy was. We loved him. Do you think that Nathan Grayson got to experience the fart throne POV? Do you think he got the full Queen Kafal's experience? Oh, I would read the book if that was a chapter. What it was like to be Queen Kafal's fart throne for a day by Nathan Grayson. Truly only a book that a journalist could write.